katakan V1 ke V2 ni kan, katakan you dapat 9 kan, you kira-kira V1 kena tengok 9 dengan 3. So 9 tak ada kat sini, you don't have to do any interpolation, you hanya ambil nilai 8, 3. Katakan you kena tengok, you have to refer F93 kan. Jangan ambil 9, ambil 8, you lower down the value. Kalau you ada 25, you ambil 24. Boleh ke? Kalau you ada V1 tu, you punya V1 adalah 14. V1 you 14, you ambil 12. Sama jugalah, same thing goes for macam T distribution. Kalau chi-square, sekejap. T distribution ni table 7 ni kan. Katakan VU, you dapat nilai VU rupa-rupanya 42. So V kat 42 tak ada kat sini, you ambil 40. Okay, and then based on your, follow lah your level of significance lah. Yelah, alpha you, level of significance you. Okay, katakan you punya nilai 68. So you akan ambil 60. Yeah, V you ambil 60. I think that's your problem lah. Katakan you punya nilai V you adalah 40.5. You ambil V you 40, refer 40. Katakan you punya nilai VU 40.1. You ambil dekat dalam table, ambil 40. Okay, is that clear? Ada lagi ke nak masuk?
Kiranya dua-dua belahnya tukar ke ada? Dua-dua side.
Dua-dua belah. You ambil apa? I cerita kalau T distribution satu side je lah.
Yang
kalau
V1, V2.
Apa yang nilai yang terlibat saja. Tak. Kalau V2 tu nilai dia ada, katakan F distribution kan. F distribution yang patut you, katakanlah F distribution yang patut you cari adalah contoh ya, 9, 3. So you akan kena you buat approximation F 8, 3. 3 tu tak payahlah sebab 3 dah ada. So ambil 8, ambil 3. Tengoklah your alpha tu apa. Katakan your alpha, you ambil 0.05. Maksudnya 8.85. Boleh ke? Macam ni. Ni I ada tulis kat screen. Nampak tak? Tak perlu tukar dua-dua.
Kan value apa? Belah left dengan right kan kena sama kan Madam?
Taklah. Bergantung pada N1 dengan N2 you lah. Samples you.
V1, V2, V2,
Tengoklah
V1,
bilangan
V1.
sampel. Itu tengok V2, V1 tu bergantung pada sampel. Bilangan sampel kita. Kita ada 2 sampel kan. Ni selalunya akan melibatkan 2 population.
Contoh
untuk
yang
F distribution ni, you have to population. Apa contoh soalan?
Contoh
45 ni.
belah right punya tak dapat V2 kan. So untuk belah left tu kena pakai value sama yang right tu ke? Ke yang kita dapat tu? Faham tak?
Tak faham.
Ni.
45 apa tu soalannya? 45 apa?
B.
B ni? B ada kan? Ke C?
B yang ada.
Yang mana? B, 45B. You ambil inilah 11.8 kan? Nampak tak kat screen? Ya. 8, 11. 11.8 tak ada kan? You ambil 10.8. 8, 11 pun tak ada kan? Ambil 8, 10 lah ni. Betul tak? Sekejap tengok. 8
11 ada.
11.8 tak ada Madam.
11.8.
10.8
okey. 11.8 tak ada. Okay, straight away get from table. Kalau nilai dia tak ada macam ni kan, 11.8 yang tak ada, so 11 tu you lower down the value. Cari the nearest value lah, lower down tu. 10.8. Sekejap ada baru masuk. Okay. Sekejap. Saya nak record. Ada hamba Allah baru masuk. Okay, ada yang tak datang ni. Okay. Okay. So, let's start. Alright. For today's lesson, okay, for those who just joined, Assalamualaikum, selamat sejahtera everyone. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah. Alright. So for today's lesson, yeah, I'm going to discuss with you tutorial 2. So basically, for tutorial 2 is about chapter 2. Just now I've already mentioned that chapter 2 will be tested, will be asked. Yeah, I will assess your chapter 2 in your assessment test 1B. Okay, so for today, alright, before we start, let's do some summary lah, yeah, what we've learned in our tutorial in our chapter 2. So for chapter 2, okay, for chapter 2, there are 5 subtopics that you need to know. Yeah, if you are not clear of my voice or you cannot see the screen, let me know. Okay, in chapter 2, you've learned about confidence interval, CI. Okay, confidence interval estimation is a synonym. Alright. So for confidence interval, you've learned about mu, confidence interval for one population mean. So kalau for one population mean, we have formula x bar plus minus x bar plus minus T alpha over 2 S over set N. Okay, S over set N. Okay, you also have this formula x bar plus minus Z alpha over 2 sigma over set N. Okay, make sure you know how to differentiate. Usually we will use this formula. Okay, this formula when sigma is unknown. What is sigma? Sigma is population standard deviation. What is S? S is sample standard deviation. Okay, first of all you must know, yeah, what is sample standard deviation, what is population standard deviation. Okay, so just now I said sigma is the population standard deviation. So what is population standard deviation? That means standard deviation that you compute from population. Okay, and you must know another one, S. S is sample standard deviation. Okay, S is the sample standard deviation. That means standard deviation that you compute from sample. Okay, sample standard deviation, when we say sigma is unknown. Sigma is unknown. Okay, that means we use sample standard deviation. We use S. Bila soalan cakap sigma is unknown, that means we use S, sample standard deviation. Okay, so first of all, you've learned first confidence interval for mu, one population mean. Okay, and then second one, you've learned about confidence interval for two population means, difference between two population means. Okay, so ada 3 formula dekat sini. There are 3 formulas here. Satu, sigma is unknown, and then another one is sigma is known. Okay, okay, nanti panjang sangat nak tulis formula dia. And then the third one, you've learned about confidence interval for variance and also standard deviation. Single variance, single standard deviation. And then the fourth one, you've learned about ratio, confidence interval for the ratio of two variances. Okay, and then for the fifth one, you've learned about confidence interval for the difference between the two population means. Kan, yang ada D bar plus minus SD. T alpha over 2 SD over set N. Okay, so how do you differentiate this? Jangan pening, okay, relax. You check one by one. Okay, bila dapat soalan, you check what the question wants. Kalau question number 5, apa beza question number 5 and then question number 2? Okay, confidence interval. So confidence interval for number 2, this is confidence interval for the difference between two population means. Okay, mean average. purata dua populasi. Okay, means for two population. That means you have two population. Let's say population class A, mean for class A. And then you have another mean for class B. That means you have two population. So you want to know the population, you want to know the difference between the two population mean, yeah, of score example. Okay, two population, ada dua populasi kat sini. Tapi kalau question number 5, confidence interval for the paired difference, we call it paired difference, or confidence interval for paired difference, for number 5, the difference is, the difference is you have the same sample. Okay, for formula number 5, the difference of the PET test here, PET different samples here. Okay, you have the same sample. Example like we have 8 students, and then we want to know what is the different scores after and before we do tutorial classes contohnya. Okay, same sample. Yeah, this one we use same sample or same population lah. Okay, we use here same sample of population, but here we have two population. Okay, we have two population. That's the difference. In the question also you can identify the difference. Okay, so here on the screen, you can see that I have written to you the formula for you. Okay, just now I said this is confidence interval for population mean mu. Okay, CI for mu. Only one population, satu populasi sahaja. Contoh like your class, okay, I just want STA408 groups, yeah, so one population only. So one population mean, confidence interval for one population mean, you can use Z distribution or T distribution. Macam mana nak tahu which formula to be used, this formula or second formula? Okay, so it depends, yeah. Usually for this, when I say known variance, that means you know the population variance. When I say unknown variance, that means this is your S square, sample variance. Okay, so when for this, when you know your sigma, okay, and it's normal distribution or unknown distribution but sample size more than 30, you use this formula. So I hope this can be your guidelines. But if you only know value of S square, tapi your sample size is 30 or more, you also use Z test. Okay, here Z test, Z distribution. Yeah, and then for T distribution, you only use this when you have unknown as sigma square. That means you only have value for S square and the sample size is less than 30. Then you use T test. Yeah. Okay, so the next slide is about confidence interval for difference of two population mean. So you can see the difference, yeah. One for known variance and then unknown variance. Unknown variance means S square. You only have information on S square. So kalau you have unknown variance, which formula to be used, you have to choose. It's either equal variance or not equal variance. Okay, this equal variance, how do you know is it is an equal variance or unequal variance? Okay, it depends on, okay, of your ratio when you compute confidence interval for the ratio of two variances. Kalau you ada tengok soalan number, if I'm not mistaken, question number, there's one question using this. Usually for one question, we can have more than one confidence interval. I believe question number 45 also you might apply this. Okay, so you first what you do when, how do you know whether is equal variance or unequal variance? You have to compute for the confidence interval of the ratio of two variances. If there is value 1 in your interval, then we can say it is equal variances. Yeah, otherwise we can say unequal variances. Then you use this formula. Okay, Okay, for your information, DF, degree of freedom, is equivalent to V. Okay, so kalau V ni you can see that kalau you have only one samples, we use n minus 1. Okay, that means one population n minus 1. But if you have two population, the formula will be n1 plus n2 minus 2. But don't worry, the formula is provided. Make sure you choose the right one. Yeah. Okay, and then confidence interval for variance. Okay, this is the confidence interval for variance. This is for single variance. This is only for single variance. Hanya satu variance saja. Kita cerita. Okay, so kalau we ask you to find the confidence interval for standard deviation, so what you do here, okay, so sigma square ni is no more sigma square, it's just sigma, and you have to square root the value. Okay, this is for standard deviation. Yeah, in case the question asks you to find confidence interval for standard deviation, so you have to square root the value. Yeah, because here I wrote for you confidence interval for variance. Yeah, okay. Next, this is the fourth one, okay, that we've learned, confidence interval for the ratio of two variances. Ratio and nisbah, this is the ratio. Sigma 1 square, okay, that means variance from population 1 over variance from population 2. We use F distribution. Make sure you know how to read F distribution table. Okay, there are many values, but we read by alpha, level of significance. Yeah. Next, this is the pet differences just now I said. Make sure you know how to differentiate this between, students usually confuse this between the two population means. Okay, pet differences, we use the same sample. Example, like we have 8 participants, we want to know before and after a diet program. Okay, so we use let's say find the 98% confidence interval for this population. Okay, so we will use before and after diet program. So we will use this formula. Why? Because same population. Okay, just now yang question number 2 ni, this is two different population. Okay, this formula for two populations. Yeah. Okay, so here you can see on your screen, this is I give you the online calculator for ungrouped data. What is ungrouped data? Ungrouped data is a row data macam 3, 4, 8. When we give you a row data, we call this as ungrouped data. Okay, so sometimes we ask you to find for mean x bar, and we ask you also to find for standard deviation. Okay, x bar s, this is a sample standard deviation. Yeah, tapi if I said this is a population, sigma, this is the population standard deviation. Make sure you know the difference. Okay. So now, let's see the first question. Okay, if you have problem, you can simply interrupt me. Okay, now we want to do question number 27. Okay, make sure, just now I said you have 5 topics, 5 subtopics in this chapter. Make sure you choose the right formula. Tak susah. Cuma you have to understand the question. Okay, like question number 27. The number of students who belong to dance company at each of several randomly selected small universities. Okay, when we say randomly selected, so we can say that this is actually samples. Okay, from a large population, we select samples, and this is the result for these samples. And assume the population to be normally distributed. Find the mean and standard deviation. Okay, so students, some students a little bit confused because standard deviation we have S, we have sigma. Because just now I said this is your sample. Okay, why? Because the keyword here randomly selected. That means we have a large population and we only select this. Okay, so this is a sample. So what I do now is, okay, I'm going to take this data. This data is ungrouped data, raw data, data mentah. Okay, So I'm going to use this data. Okay, I'm going to use this calculator. Okay, so this calculator is very easy, okay, because our aim, yeah, for this topic, yeah, my main purpose is you must know how to compute for the confidence interval, okay. For this raw data, to find the mean and standard deviation, you actually, if you, I think you've already learned this previously in your school, if you are taken diploma, yeah, you've already learn how to find for the mean and standard deviation. Okay, so this is your data set. So what you do is you key in your data set and then make sure you separate your data set with comma. And what next is you click generate work. Okay, when you click generate work, then you can see here, this is the final solution. Standard deviation 6.3547 for question number 27. Betul ke? The answer yes, correct. Kan? Seronok kan? Sebab you can save your time. Okay, so for this solution, last time I say I don't want you to simply take your final answers, okay, without giving me the complete solution. So this is the solution, you just copy lah. Okay, so this is the solution, you just copy. Okay, you just copy this solution. Okay, so this is what I've copied from the online calculator just now. Okay, so this is your solution. You will get full marks here. Okay, you can also use what I've taught you in the recorded video. Boleh ke? Class?
Hey.
Okay. Alright. And then question 27B. Yeah. I know I've given you the answer here, but that is not the main purpose. The main purpose is you must know which formula to choose. Okay. Like question 27B. Yeah. Construct 98% confidence interval for the true population mean. So this is actually CI for mu. Okay, CI for mu, only one population. Okay, you only have this, one population about the dance company. Okay, size of the students. Okay, so what you do, okay, you will, you refer to my slide just now. We have, for confidence interval for one population mean, we have two formulas here. So which formula to be used? So you can see that we do not have information on sigma. Kalau you don't have information on sigma, okay, and also your value of n is only 18. Untuk question number 27, sample size, n stand for sample size. Your sample size is only 18 and then you have a value of s, sample standard deviation. So you use this formula. Okay, you use this formula. Okay, so that is why I choose this formula, S bar plus minus T alpha 2 V. Why? Because I only have information on my S, which is 6.3547. And also my N is 18, less than 30. So use T distribution here. Okay, don't get confused, don't get confused. When to use the other one, Z distribution. Okay, so I want you to check your answers. Alright, we want 98% confidence interval. Therefore, your alpha is 1 minus 0.98. Yeah, because this is 98% confidence interval. Okay, so this is 0.02. Yeah. Okay, so when you want to refer to your table, okay, you have to refer to T distribution table, table 7. Yeah. You have to divide by 2 first. So this value 0.01 you use to refer to your table. And then your V only one population, right? Okay, so 18 minus 1, 17. Okay, so any problem, okay, I show you how to use table. Refer table 7, T distribution. Okay, refer table 7. This is table 9, table 8, table 7. Okay, table 7, alpha 0.01 and then n is 7. Eh? So this is 2.998. Am I right? 2.998.
17.
Sorry, 17. Okay, 0.01 and 17. Okay, so your alpha here, alpha 0.01 and then your V is 17. Okay, so your V is 17, yeah? Here, 2.567. Okay, so I hope you are clear about this. All right, so how do you compute this? Make sure you solve for this one first. Okay, you divide first, yeah, 6.3547 divide by 18 and then times 2.567. After you've got this answer, then you can plus minus 29.83. So finally you will get this answer. Okay, and for the conclusion, yeah, it's actually the same. We have same interpretation, except we only change a little bit of the level of confidence and then the subject here and also your final answer. Okay, if you can see on your screen, the one that I underline here, yeah, the one that I underline here is you can change according to question. Okay, so we are 98% confident that the population mean size of university dance is between, okay, you put in the values here, 25.9851 and 33.6749. Okay, that's for question number 27. So far, any question as Alan? Any sort of question? Tak ada? Okay, next. Does the interval contain the national average of 32 students? Justify your answer. Interval. Interval is your confidence interval, interval. So interval contains this value. Ada tak? Interval contain this value. 32. So you have to refer to your answer just now. Okay, your previous answer in B, this answer. Is it 32 in this interval? How do you know? Okay, if you cannot imagine, okay, you just imagine the number line. Your number line now is from 25.9851 25.9851 to 33.6749. This is your number line. Okay, so this follows an ascending order, yeah, to tertib menaik. So 32 must be somewhere around here. So yes, it is in the interval. Okay, that is why the answer is yes. 32 is in the interval. Yeah.
Jawab macam tu je lah, madam.
Jawab macam ni je. Yang number line ni you don't have to show lah. Ni saja nak explain to you. Kenapa saya kata in the interval. Ya, jawab macam tu je. Okay, next question number, after question number 27 is question number 28. I want you to check your answer. Make sure you are clear. Okay, question number 28. You read first. Okay, 28, a company receives a large shipment from two suppliers here. We have two suppliers, that means two population. Two suppliers A and also B. Okay, so the application requires the box to have stock of 100 joule in order to grade each of them. So before accepting, okay, a quality engineer will sample 13. Okay, so here the question already said it used sample. and measure the torque needed to break each of them. So this is the value for the 13 samples from supplier A. Okay, this is only from supplier A. Compute the sample mean and sample standard deviation. So when I say sample standard deviation, this is your S, not sigma. Okay, again, you can put all these values into your online calculator here. Where is it? Masukkan nilai dalam online calculator ni. Okay, put all these values into your online calculator. Okay, so online calculator will help you to compute. Yeah, okay. So this is the result. Yeah, when you use the online calculator. Yeah, I want you to check. Yeah, whether you got the same result. Yeah. So you will get. Yeah, this is from the online calculator that I have calculated. Okay, 113.07. Yeah, you can check. It's the same value with your final answer given in your tutorial. Okay, for your information, how many decimal places should you take for your should you take for your final answer? Okay, for your final answer, you have to leave at least 3 decimal places. 3 titik perpuluhan. Okay, selalunya kosong ni kita tak kira lah. Maksudnya 769. 3 decimal places. Yeah, up to 3 decimal places. If you have more, that's good. But at least 3 decimal places. Sekejap tak mute. Okay, at least 3 decimal places. Okay, at least 3 decimal places. Alright, for question number 28, yeah. So this will be the result. Alright, so any problem to get these answers? Okay, for your information, you can also use your scientific calculator. Usually, if you have a physical class and also physical assessment, we will teach student, okay, to use the calculator, okay. But since this is an online class, I also teach you of online calculator. Alright, to make your to make a simple calculation for you. Boleh? Okay, for question number 28B. Alright. Just now I said we have 2 suppliers here, A and B, and then we have 13 samples. Okay, so we have done to compute this for question 28A. Yeah. So for 28B, construct 95% confidence interval for the mean. From where? From supplier A. So only from one population. Yeah. Even though it is given in the statement, there are 2 suppliers, but for 28B, the question only asks you 95% CI for one population. Okay, so this is also from your slide. I will give you this slide, don't worry. So this is also from your slide 1. Okay, so again, again you have to check whether you have sigma values. Do you have sigma values? Population standard deviation? No, right? You don't have this. So you are going to use again T distribution. Why? Because you have information on S and also your N. N is only 13. See? Unknown variance, S square. Yes, I've got value of S square. And N less than 30. Yes, my N is 30. 13. Okay. So you put that. Okay, so you do this. You use this formula. You apply this formula. Okay, because 95% confidence interval. So your alpha is 1 minus 0.95.
Okay, before you could use the formula table, before you could refer to the table, you have to divide by 2. This is a must. Okay, this will be your V. Yeah, this is your V in your table. Right? So you have to refer to table 7, T distribution. And how do you get your S bar? From 28A, from your previous calculation. How do you get your S? Again, from 28A. Yeah? Okay, your N sample size is 13. Again, I said you solve in the bracket. This is the first thing to do. Solve in the bracket and then multiply by 2.179. The last one is you plus minus 113.077. So this is the result for minus and result for plus. Okay, so after that, if the question asks you to interpret, you interpret. We are how many percent? 95% confident that the population mean. So what is your subject? Top value for the box is between. So what is your value? Okay, 111.175 and 114.979. Is that clear? 28B?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
madam.
then 28C. Okay, you read 28C. I know you can 28C, yeah? 28C. Okay, we read the question, a sample of 13 box. Okay, from supplier B. Okay, this is from supplier B. Had a mean breaking, okay, of 109.6. Okay, now, and also standard deviation. Okay, again, standard deviation. This standard deviation is F or sigma. Okay, again, you read a sample, sample. So definitely standard deviation is S. Okay, this is your S. S equals 2.8241. Okay, so now you have information on supplier B. Just now you've already calculated mean and standard deviation for supplier A. Okay, so what's the question here? Question, construct 95% confidence interval for the ratio of variances. Ratio of variances. Yeah, again here, ratio of variances. Okay, confidence interval, it can be any like 98%, 99%, depends on question. Okay. So again here, ratio of variances supplied by the two suppliers. That means supplier A, supplier B. Kalau soalan, okay, I give you a hint. For question of ratio of variances, when we ask you to conclude, we actually want to know, is it equal variances? Okay, we actually want to know, is it equal variances or unequal variances? Okay, there is only the answers. Okay, there are two answers if we ask you to conclude from interval ratio of variances. Is it equal variances or unequal variances? Okay, so I put here question mark. How do I know whether is it equal variances? Kalau equal variances, there must be 1 in your interval. Kalau unequal variances, the value of your interval must be greater than 1. Okay, again I repeat, if you've got question for the ratio of variances for two population, and then the question asks you to conclude from this interval, what should you conclude? Only two answers, only two possible answers. Is either equal variances. How do you know equal variances? There is a value of 1 in your interval. Or unequal variances. How do you know it is unequal variances? The value of your interval must be greater than 1. Okay, so back to question C. Yeah, now you can check whether you got the same result. Okay, S1 square is the result from supplier A. S2 square is the result from supplier B. So supplier B, you don't have to compute. Supplier B, the variance
already given, dah bagi. Okay, so I believe that everybody knows how to substitute S1 square over S2 square. Okay, how about the statistical table? Okay, for your statistical table, again I repeat, your V you only can, our alpha is 95%. Sorry, our confidence interval is 95%. So your alpha is 0.05. Okay, so your degree of freedom must be your V is alpha over 2. Mesti divide by 2. Okay, because you know confidence interval, this is actually confidence interval. Ni alpha over 2 ni. Alpha over 2, your confidence interval. Your population is within this interval, the one that I shaded here. Okay, so coincidentally, supplier A ni, we have 12 N1 minus 1. This is the result from supplier A. Okay, supplier B also have 13 samples. Okay, N1 is samples, samples from supplier A, 13. N2 is also samples. Samples from where? Samples from supplier B. So it's also 13. Okay, so this is 12. Okay, so this is your V. Yeah, so you check table 9. Okay, so you check table 9. So your table 9. This is table 8. Okay, this is table 9. Okay, so table 9, just now F 0.025, 12, 12. Okay, so you can see here which one is the value. Okay, you can see here we've got 4 values. Ada 4 value dekat sini. Takkan semuanya ni. Okay, you have to read here. For each pair of values of V1 and V2, F alpha V1 V2 is tabulated for, this is the level of significance, 0.05, 0.025, 0.01 and 0.001. Lepas tu dia kata 0.025 values being bracketed. Bracket, so we put bracket here because we want to distinguish. We don't want the students to get headache to see many values here. So one value is bracket. We put bracket here, which is when alpha 0.025. So what is your alpha in this question? Alpha is 0.025 and V1 is 12. Okay, so alpha is 0.025, which is second value, nilai yang kedua dalam bracket. Tengok V1 12 here, V1 12. Okay, and then you check also for V2 12. So V2 is also 12 here. Okay, the answer is 3.28. Yeah, here. Second value, 3.28. Okay, so next. After you've got this answer, okay, you simplify. Instead of doing in the interval yang ada tanda sigma tu kan, ratio of two variances kan, ratio of two variances sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square boleh juga if you want to use to write this way. Okay, ada dua cara lah. You can write in this form, okay, like formula given, or you can also write in this form, on the screen. So bila you dapat nilai ni, the question asks you whether is it the variance equal or unequal. Just now I said only two possible answers. Okay, so you do a number line, if you cannot, if you want to see clearly, this is 0.3788. Don't forget to leave your answer at least 3 decimal places. Okay, I believe this is 0.3. There must be value 1 here. There must be value 2. There must be value 3. But we only concern value of 1. Yes, variances are assumed equal because the value of 1 is in the interval. Okay, so this is actually variance 1 over variance 2 equals to 1. We are talking about ratio, right? What you estimate here is ratio. What you estimate is ratio, is this one. And then there's a value of 1. Therefore, when you cross multiply, variances are equal, right? Variance 1 equals to variance 2. what you compute is ratio, and you can see that one is in the interval. Okay, so you can cross multiply. Yes, you can say that equal variances here. So I hope it's clear. 28C1. Okay, 28C2. Okay, read question 28C2. Okay, 28C2. Based on your result, construct 95% confidence interval for difference. Okay, I said for difference. In the mean, you know difference in the mean? That means two population mean. Difference, beza. Apa beza you dengan kawan you? Ada dua orang kan? Ha. So difference in the mean two population means. Okay, between supplier A and supplier B. Okay, so we have two population here, supplier A, supplier B. That means mean for supplier A, mean for supplier B. What's the difference? Okay, so you check. Yeah? You check. You don't have to memorize this formula. Formula is already given. Yeah? So for physical class also we give you this formula, but you have to know lah which formula you need to choose. Okay. So which formula you need to choose? Okay, just now you said you don't have any information on sigma square. Am I right? Yeah. You don't have any information on sigma square. You only have information on S square. That means this will be your formula. Okay, so which one formula? Which formula? Equal variance or not equal variance? So in our previous answers just now, because one is in the interval, we said we will have equal variances. Okay, so you are going to use this formula with SP. SP ni apa? Pool standard deviation. Yeah. So for 28 C2, this will be your answer. You are going to use this formula. Yeah, S bar 1 minus S bar 2. Confidence interval of the difference between two population means. Okay, make sure you now you can identify the difference. Confidence interval of population mean. So mu only. Kalau confidence interval of two population means ataupun confidence interval of the difference between two population means. Okay, it's going to be slide number 2. Yeah, formula number 2 tadi. Okay, so what you do here is the formula you can see is quite long here. Okay, first I kata you have to compute for SP. Okay, you have to compute for SP. Pool standard deviation. Masukkan nilai ni semua SP. Alright, you leave your answer at least 3 decimal places like I did on the screen. Okay, and then number 2 is you substitute everything, and then for T distribution, okay, this is alpha over 2. Okay, this is alpha over 2 because we want 95%, right? So 0.025. Okay, and then your DF ni, DF ni is also your V, which is N1 plus N2 minus 2. Okay, N1, that means sample size from supplier A, 13. Sample size from supplier B, 13 minus 2. Tu yang you dapat 24 here. Okay, and then you check table 7. Yeah, do I have to show you how to check your table T distribution? Tak perlu kot Ni V this is your V, this is your alpha. Okay, you check from table 7. And then what you do here after you have substitute everything into the formula, kira ini dulu. Okay, you solve all this first. After that baru you plus with the difference of the mean 3.477. Then you can get this answer. Okay, so far any question? Ada soalan? Boleh ke? Kelas?
Boleh.
Boleh madam.
Ya. Okay, lepas tu dia kata explain your answer. Is it true mean breaking top of the box from supplier A is higher than of supplier B? Okay, so now when you check, okay, when we want to check whether the supplier A is greater than supplier B, you have to check. It's actually the question asks you whether mean A is greater than mean B. Okay, kalau you tengok dekat sini, yang you tolak ni, this is X bar A minus X bar B. Okay, so you check. Just from this, okay, is it true mean A greater than mean B? Kalau mean A greater than mean B, that means mean A, the value must be positive. Okay, mean A minus mean B greater than 0, greater than 0. You see here, the value is greater than 0. That means the value is positive. Yes, that means mean A greater than mean B. That is why the values, that's why the answer here I put yes. Why I put yes? Again, I said because the values here is positive. Why positive? Because mean A minus mean B greater than 0. How do I know mean A minus mean B? Sebab ni apa ni? You buat your formula ni S bar A minus S bar B. Ni lah. Mean A must be greater than mean B. The value must be more than 0. Okay. Alright. That is question number 28. Next question number 32. Okay, question number 32. This is actually continuation from chapter 1. Okay. Normal distribution. Mass produced pipes have internal diameters that are normally distributed with mean 10 and standard deviation 0.4. Okay, the word normally distributed. Yeah, normally distributed. Okay, normally distributed. Okay, so here I say you can sorry. Here I said normally distributed. When I said normally distributed, still remember for chapter 1 normal distribution, X is normally distributed with mean and variance. So from the question just now, X is the diameter of pipes. Yeah? So X is normally distributed with mean 10 and the variance is 0.4. Okay, so the yeah,
Soalan dia tak clear lah, madam.
tak clear.
Tersangkut.
Sangkut-sangkut, there's a line. Clear tak?
Ni clear.
Okay, so
Tu dia tak dengar.
oh ya ke? Tak apa. Nanti tengok semula saya record I've recorded this session. Nanti check. Okay. So this actually I've already discussed in your tutorial 1 how to do find the probability for this question. Find the probability that a randomly chosen pipe will have internal diameter less than 10.3. So your mu is 10, your sigma is 0.4, right? And then you want to find the probability less than 10.3. Okay, so you just click here 10.3. And you ask the online apps to compute for you. Okay, so this is the final result, but I said you have to show working. All right, so you can copy this working. You can also use manual if you want. Okay, so but now I teach you how to use apps, online calculator. Okay, so this is the result 0.7734. Yeah, because of the word less than. Probability diameter pipes, yeah, less than 0.75. Okay, question 32B also I've explained to you earlier in our chapter 1 normal distribution. So I don't want to discuss further on this sebab dah bincang sebelum ni. Okay. Now I want to show you question 32C. Okay. A random sample of 20 pipes. Okay, what does it mean by a random sample of 20 pipes?
This means your n equals to 20. Sample size equals to 20. State the distribution. Okay, distribution of the mean internal diameter of this sample. I know you can check the answers here, but what does it mean? Okay, question 32C. 32C. Okay, question 32C. Distribution. When I said distribution, what have you learned so far? You have learned about binomial. Remember, X follow binomial and P. You have learned also about Poisson, X follow Poisson distribution, lambda. Okay. And then you also learn about X follows normal distribution ni. X follows normal distribution with mean, variance, with mean and also variance sigma square. Okay, tadi dia cakap sekarang dia state the distribution of mean. Bila state the distribution of mean, this is actually we want to ask you for X bar. X ni normal distribution. X follows, bukan, X is random variable. Okay, random variable kita apa? Diameter pipes. Diameter pipes follow normal distribution with mean and variance. Okay, lepas tu you tengok you refer to your Z value here. Your Z value here, this is to why you need Z value? You need Z value for you to compute the probability. Tak ada nilai Z ni tak boleh kira kebarangkalian kita. The formula is X minus mu over sigma. So for the sample mean distribution, the formula is X bar follows normal distribution with mean sigma square over n. And this is the formula for your Z. Don't get confused. This is the formula for Z. When we ask you sample mean, when we ask you what is the mean of the sampling distribution. Okay. So therefore, this is your X bar follow normal distribution with mean 10 and variance 0.008. Okay, just now the sample size is 20. Okay, 32C2. Okay, so for today we only discuss until 32C2. Find the probability that the mean, you see, can you see the difference just now? Probability X. What is your X just now? X is internal diameter. X is internal diameter. Okay, here for question A, probability internal diameter. That means probability X. Okay. How about C2 Roman? Probability mean internal diameter. Probability mean internal diameter, that means X bar. Probability X bar is between 9.8 and 10.1. Okay, so what you do next is probability mean, mean internal diameter, X bar. Okay, so to change X bar to Z, you have to use formula. What's the formula just now I said? Z equals to X bar minus mu over sigma over cert n. Okay, sigma over cert n from your previous calculation is 0.008. Your mu is 10, your X bar is 9.8 and 10.1. So you compute. You can also use the scientific calculator just now. Okay, 25, negative 25, 12.5. Okay, so you can ask the calculator to compute for you. Here, negative 25, mana? In between, right? Negative 25 and 12.5. Okay, we got the same mu and also standard deviation salah lah. Standard deviation 0.008 ni. Salah pula. 0.008. Tukar sigma. Dia tak berarti baca sigma over cert n tau. Okay. This apps only read sigma. Okay. Betul ke ni? Kenapa Z ni X kan? Saya rasa saya salah masuk nilai. This is your X not your Z. Sekejap. Check your X is 9.8, 10.1. Salah. 9.8, 10.1. Yeah, sorry, your X is 9.8 and also 10.1. Okay, refer to your mu and also sigma check. Okay, these apps only know how to read sigma. Your sigma is sigma over cert n. Okay, so you simplify here and then ask your calculator to compute for you. Okay, so you get here Z is between -25 and 12.5. This is what I've got when I do manually. This I did manually. So the answer is approximately to 1. Alright. So so far any question? We have about 3 more questions to discuss. Ada soalan tak? Class? So far any question?
Okey je.
Okay.
Okey lah.
So we will proceed next week for the rest of the questions. Alright, but if you have problem, you can text me. Alright. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for coming. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, madam.
Waalaikumsalam, madam. Terima kasih.
Okay, sama. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care, madam.